Hello everybody, Abed's brother here. And today we're just going to do kind of an impromptu thing here where I'm going to babble on about random nonsense while I play through some Borderlands 4 here. Primarily because there are a lot of people. I picked up Borderlands 4 in the summer sale, and there are a lot of people in the forums who have always making threads about how does it run. Well, I just released a video showing Borderlands 4 on a bunch of my old PCs, but I thought I'm going to do a follow-up here of it playing on my main PC. And you can see my specs here. I've got a Ryzen 9 5950X, so I'm on AM4. Kind of an old CPU now. I think it's 5 years old or something. The 5950X, it's not on a great overclocking motherboard. It's a great motherboard because it does what I want. It's an MSI. I'll put it on screen right now. It's an MSI motherboard, but it's not really built for overclocking. So the 5950X is on air. It's limited to 4.5 gigahertz, and I have a 140 watt power limit on it in the BIOS, and it's undervolted. I used AMD's Precision Boost Overdrive PBO to adjust the voltage curve. So it is frequency limited, it is power limited, and it's undervolted. I've just found that's the best balance of the 5950X. But the GPU is an RTX 4070 Ti Super. So this is 8,448 shaders. I don't know how much the RTX 4080 had, but this was supposed to be pretty close to it in performance. It's running completely stock. I haven't undervolted it. It's got the stock power limit, no overclocks. The only thing I did do to it is I had to repaste it. I had thermal paste pump out after in the first month I owned it, and rather than send it back or anything as defective because everything else worked, I just took it apart and repasted it with PTM 7950. So if it's just an Asus dual version. It's the simple 2-fan version. But if you think it's running pretty cool, that's probably why. So let's get into Borderlands 4. And you're like, well, usually you should just launch right into it and start from the menus. Then you don't have to do all this stuff. Well, then you would miss the shader processing, because that's something Borderlands 4 does, is it processes a lot of shaders. And usually it takes a while to start up too. I think that's because Denuvo is phoning home. So a slow startup with Borderlands 4 is not unusual. And we just sit here. Maybe I'll play the music while we wait or something. But yeah, thrilling, right? Start Borderlands 4, then stare at a screen, pull out your phone, check your email, wait for Denuvo to finish its nonsense, I guess. Borderlands 3 for all the technical trouble that game had, and it did have a lot. Did start up fairly fast unless you were using the no texture streaming launch parameter. On Borderlands 3, when you launched with -no texture streaming in the launch options, it forced the game to load all the textures at once, which really helped with the stuttering. See, look at this. We're still sitting here. And GPU isn't doing anything. The CPU isn't doing anything. This has to be Denuvo phoning home. And because my internet isn't the best, so that's the only explanation I've got. They did pull Denuvo from Borderlands 3. It launched with Denuvo, and I want to say it was about 2 years. 2 years after it came out, they pulled it. But they had all kinds of copy protection on Borderlands 3. Borderlands 4 is obviously a lot closer to its launch date. It only came out last year. I'm recording this in 2026. And you say, oh, well, you shouldn't have included this. Well, if you're wondering, is the game starting? Is it crashed? No, it's not crashed. This is just Borderlands 4. This is how it runs. To be clear, I have enjoyed my time in Borderlands 4. I know people have a lot of different opinions about what it should have been, and you know, maybe they didn't like the move to the sandbox of the open world or whatever, but I have genuinely enjoyed it. It feels like more Borderlands, and that's one of my favorite franchises. Is it as good as Borderlands 2? No, of course not, because nothing is. Well, Far Cry 3 might be on the level of Borderlands 2, but that's a completely different type of game. Ah, here we go. So what was that, 2 minutes? And it doesn't go true full screen until we get to the next video here, the next FMV intro video. There we go. So you can see my overlay here on the side. On the red column is the CPU, the green column is the GPU, and then the light blue is my RAM. And over here are my SSDs and hard drive readouts. And at the bottom, of course, is the frame rate. So you can see, oh, there's a patch. That means I'm going to have to recompile shaders. That's good, though. So you get to see that process. This is all normal, by the way. This is just the way Borderlands 4 runs. So if you're recently purchased it and you're like, is this normal? Yes, this is normal. This is how the game goes. But usually after a patch gets downloaded, it has to recompile shaders from scratch. So you get to see that. I mean, I feel like we're 5 minutes into the recording and there's still no gameplay. The description will have timestamps, however, so do feel free to check down there and click ahead if you feel so inclined. But I can't continue talking about my overlay until the game opens again, and now we're stuck waiting again. I was locked out one time from by Denuvo. It said, we're sorry, we can't authenticate your game. Try again in 24 hours. And I think that was because I had just recorded my benchmark video, which was on 4 different PCs. And Denuvo was like, what are you doing? We don't like it when you do that. Please don't do that. Okay, so we're open again. Come on, there you go. I know you can do it if you really want to. So are we going to process shaders again, or are they already processed? Here we go. Are we going to process again? No, it doesn't look like it. Okay. So the shaders must still be good. Must have just been a quality of life update. So 5950X over here, just to go over my overlay. Got the power draw. This is the CPU core voltage. Package temp, MOSFET temp, chipset temp, socket temp. Now the 5950X has 2 CCDs, 2 chiplets, 2 chiplet packages on it. I mean, plus the I/O die, if I'm remembering Ryzen's layout correctly. And there are separate temperature sensors for each one. But you can see now we're just sitting in the menu and we're drawing about 25% of the 5950X. So this is a game that needs a lot of horsepower to run. 5950X shouldn't be sitting at 25% utilization in the menu. That's kind of crazy. So 4070 TiS, you can see here I got my core clock, core voltage, core temp, hotspot temp, because the 4000 series, RTX 4000 series, still had a easily accessible hotspot sensor. VRAM allocated, VRAM dedicated, memory clock, junction temp, GPU power, so this is the total board power. And for kicks, I have how much power is actually going through the 12-volt high power cable. And the fans actually have separate sensors, readouts. Now the RAM here, you can see we are well over 16 gigs of RAM. Now the game does run on 16 gigs of RAM. Watch my old PCs versus Borderlands 4 video. But you can see when there's no restrictions whatsoever, it's going to use between 22 and 25 gigs of RAM. I have 64 gigs on the system, so this is not a problem. The speed looks low because the sensors, I'm using hardware info for the sensor data, and this is so it reads it at base frequency, not double data rate, not DDR. So it's actually running 3200 megahertz, but it only reads the base there. And my RAM has temperature sensors in it. It's GSkill Trident Z Neo, so I have that on screen. They're going to get the RAM modules are going to get up to between 55 and 60 degrees. That's normal. And now the game is installed on the Intel 670p here, but for some reason the MP34 is the one that's going to show in purple here. That's going to show all the megabyte readouts and such. I don't know why that is unless Steam stored the shaders on the MP34, even though the game is installed on the 670p. That's all I can think of for that. And this is not installed on either of my CUDA drives, which are 7200 RPM, so nothing to worry about with that. And then, you know, frame rate, D3, D12, and frame time. And that's it. Let's take a look at the game settings. So 3440 by 1440, and I'm going to turn Vsync off for now, but I'm going to turn it back on later. That's just the way I work here. I prefer a 60 FPS cap. I think it's still capped in the menus, that's why you're not seeing all this. Oh, it's recompiling shaders because I turned off Vsync. That's cool. That's why the 5950X is at 100% utilization. Look at that. And you can see we're right around 140 watts. And now we went back down. That's crazy. So I turned off Vsync and had to recompile shaders? Come on. Here are the advanced settings. I'm running the very high preset with DLSS quality, no frame gen. I tried running it with just DLAA and no upscaling, but I was at medium settings and it couldn't always hold 60 FPS, so that was no good to me. So it's the very high preset. Motion blur is off, depth of field is off. Otherwise, it's everything as you would expect. So let's continue. I don't know where I am, though. And this is normal as well. Spend a lot of time looking at a swirling blue whirlpool here. So if you're looking at playing this with If you're looking at playing this with AM4, with an AM4 CPU, AM4 as a platform, if you ignore the X3D chips, AM4 should be good up to about 120 FPS with the right GPU. If you go for the X3D chips, obviously you're going to be, you're good to probably 240 FPS gaming, but a plain 5950X that's frequency and power limited, you can see here, GPU is fully utilized. I'm not really bottlenecking it. I'm getting about 80 FPS. Let me just make sure my my inventory is fairly clear here. Ammo full, okay. And this is about how it runs. Might be a little bottlenecked, it's not bad. But you can see we're at 25 gigs of RAM here. I am recording this using OBS, so there is a little bit of frame rate loss and probably system RAM usage, but I have regularly seen 25 gigs of RAM when playing this game, so that doesn't strike me as out of line at all. Now it does feel smooth, there's nothing really going on with that, and VRAM allocated, it's about 10 gigs of VRAM here at this resolution. I'm going to fast travel in a minute because the desert doesn't really... there isn't a lot on screen here. But I wanted to get some gameplay in before... the tight alleys here don't really work so well for the vehicle. Let's see if I can get some combat going. There's usually some spawns in these buildings.
My bolt is stinging. Feel that
Where are we? There we go. Funnily enough, everybody's been complaining about Rafa being nerfed. I chose Rafa. This is my first character I made in this game. I'm not seeing it. They're complaining he was nerfed. I'm just not getting it. Maybe it's my build. Maybe my build is abnormally good or something. I don't know. I do have a killer weapon here. I'm having trouble finding all the... Oh, there you are. I just do crazy amounts of damage to everything. I'm about to go to Vault... what is it? Ultimate UVHM2. I'm on UVHM2. You can see in the bottom middle of the screen there. I'm about to go to 3. Okay, let's get some more enemies here. If I could get some crits, but these weapons are not the most accurate. Where are they? I'm seeing a lot of guys. There we go. See, I don't know what people are complaining about. Rafa does tons of damage. Maybe as I level up more, I'm going to notice a fall off. I don't know. But this is definitely not a... Damage is not a problem here. Let's get a grenade out there. It's gotta be a build thing. I know everybody... A lot of people are going blue on Rafa. I went for the red tree. I'll show my build in a minute. Alright, I'm gonna head to the grasslands, whatever that is. I don't think they let you fast travel while in combat, though. So I'm gonna have to kill some of these guys. Where are you? There you are. And where are the rest of them? See, it's like I'm walking through the game. Rafa doesn't do much damage. Come on, piss off. Use your tools. Borderlands gives you a lot of tools. Use your tools. And I soloed this whole game. You saw when I launched it in Steam. I have like almost about 100 hours in the game. I have soloed everything. I haven't done any multiplayer yet. I haven't done any co-op. The only thing that was too hard for me was Child of Terramorphous. And that was because I just took the abilities that I thought looked cool. I made no attempt to optimize my build. Alright. Yeah, let's head down to the Launchpad. And let's see how that goes. Now usually... Sometimes they want you to recompile some shaders quickly before loading in the new area. And again, this is entirely normal. So if you're wondering, on my overlay there, the 670p is an Intel 670p NVMe M.2, and the MP34 is a Teamgroup MP34 NVMe M.2. So they're both old, though, so they're only PCIe 3.0. No, Claptrap, I do not want to fight a raid boss right now. So here this is. Now where shall we go? This is the benchmark run I did for my videos. For the old PCs versus Borderlands 4. Let's just do that. So does it stutter? You can see the frame time graph is not entirely smooth, but for the most part, moment-to-moment gameplay is pretty smooth. Loading in new areas, sometimes it stutters. Yeah, okay. I'll show you my build in a minute and the weapons I'm using, because I got a new gun, a couple new guns since my last, since my old PC's video. All right, what are these guys doing? Oh, okay, you're that kind of guy. Let's switch it up. This is my boss killing rifle, basically. Okay, let's go back. I still have the pistol. Still very useful because it auto spawns a drone. But all right. And I think it's the I think it's my healing needle thing. What do they call that? That gives me the health when I kill an enemy on kill. I think with a crit, I get health orbs that shoot back towards me. Come on. This is what I'm saying. At this difficulty and at this level, the game is just too easy for me. So I am working towards upgrading my UVHM to level 3, but I'm still not seeing the difficulty. This is a pearlescent submachine gun, by the way. This is where I put a lot of my points. It is just, it's basically, I guess, a DPS focused build. I didn't really think of it that way. There's somebody over here. I didn't really think of it as a DPS focused build, but that's pretty much what it is. If you can get the headshots with this build, I also have tons of crits because that's Rafa's skill. I went with the shoulder mounted cannons instead of the knives. I understand the knives build was super broken, but I just went with the shoulder-mounted cannons because it reminds me of Wilhelm in the pre-sequel. A little bit. Rafa's different. I'm not sorry with my choice. I actually like Rafa. I like him. He's a good character. Okay, let's get some ammo back. Looks like we're in a peace. We've had a break here. Okay, so no. Let's go to. So here's my build. Like I said, it's a red tree build. It's mostly a red tree. I have nothing in the blue tree at all, which I played with this a bit. I gained some reload speed and some stuff with overdrive, but it was not, no, don't do that. It was not really what I was after at all. So I got the increased gun damage, Instafort battle system, and then I went with this. Did I go with this? No, I didn't. I went with this. Become detached from them. Where is it? Oh, here it is. The double auto shot. They're replaced with shotguns that deal increased damage, have increased pellet count, and gain a chance to ricochet off targets. So that's what's running on his cannons there. And on this tree, I took increased overdrive duration. I really, really wanted this. But I would have to completely respec to do it. And I'm probably going to do it at some point because it gives increase all overdrive bonuses. I'm expecting I'm going to have to do that at some point. In the green tree, I did take increased movement speed and increased gun damage and melee damage. Just more gun damage, basically. But no, it's basically a red skill tree run here. And then in specializations, I would like to, what do I have? I have this. I would like to get, what is it, Groundbreaker? Yeah, but that seems like it's I don't really like that. They say it's that's part of the knives build, and that sounds like it make it OP, but I'm not really doing a knives build. What I got here was I am a gun. Action skill damage now benefits from increases to gun damage, and yeah, what do I got here? On kill, converts 100% of excess damage into healing orbs. Okay, so it wasn't crit, it was excess damage. And I'm running level 2 Deadeye firmware. I'd like to get another one. And Baker. See, a Baker I'm not sold on. It's just kind of what I had at the time, so I'm using it. But I would like to get Tier 3 Deadeye for sure, where every critical hit grants plus 15% critical damage per stack. The Destructo Disco. That's easily my favorite grenade. It's that spinning. It spins, and anything that it catches in its spinning wake will take massive amounts of damage. And this I'm not entirely sold on, but the Petrechos Genio, I think I'm saying that right. Sorry if I'm not. But I get plus 51% submachine gun damage, plus 34% gun damage, and 34% status effect application chance. The shield is, when dealing damage, 10% chance to grant overshield, and that has saved me in a couple of fights. And this is just, this I swap out a lot. Right now there's bonus for Torg. I don't think I'm using any Torg, to tell you the truth. But what I wanted was another 30% gun damage, plus 58% gun accuracy, and gun magazine size increased by 58%. But the guns themselves, so this is the regulating bully. This is actually the same gun I used in my old PC's video. Here it is, it's a level 60 now because I went and farmed boss for it. We can go do that, boss, if you want. And the rifle that is my boss killer is the Globalist Wombo Combo by Vladov, because it fires rip rockets from the underbarrel. I don't know how much damage they do, but it's a lot. The shotgun I'm not sold on. It's just the best one I have that I just slotted in there real quick. I'm still looking for an effective shotgun, but this is the gun I was using for most of this so far. The Accelerated Benefix Juliet's Sparkle. And I got this as a world drop, I think, but it has absolutely been the go-to weapon, especially with this particular equipment drop. So that is the loadout, and this is how Borderlands 4 runs. It's a 4070 Ti Super running very high preset with DLSS quality. So I'm not sure what the percentage is. I know FSR quality is 67%. I don't know what DLSS is. But if it's anything like FSR, it's going to be 67%. So is that going to be 2560 by 1080? I do not know. Oh, we got some order in here? Yeah, we got some order spawns. What do we got? And you can see, running maxed out, my GPU is running about 85 degrees hotspot. That's pretty standard for this. It's pretty standard. Again, this is just an Asus dual. This is not... Oh, shit. Nothing super crazy here. Pull out the boss gun. You gotta be careful with this, because this boss gun, because if he fires the rip rockets as I'm shooting it, but it can kill you if you're standing too close to your target. And yes, I have downed myself a couple times, stupidly, by doing that. Okay, what's going on here? Somebody's shooting me from over here. Somebody's up here. A lot of people complained about, oh, there's no mini-map. It's fine. Borderlands 1 didn't have a mini-map either, if I'm remembering correctly. It's been a while since I played Borderlands 1. Oh! Grenade out. Insta-death. That's just the way it goes. So I don't know what those people are talking about. Rafa they keep nerfing Rafa or something, and poor Rafa. I was watching a video today from somebody. He was like, "Oh, poor Rafa, he's so ineffective now." It's like, what game are you playing, really? Fix your build. People, whiners on the internet just complaining that the broken build that they were cheesing everything with is no longer broken. And again, like I said, the only thing in the game that was too hard for me to do with this build was the Child of Terramorphous, and that's not meant to be soloed anyway. And even then, the problem was that I was doing plenty of damage to the Child of Terramorphous. I'm going to go back and try it again at some point. The problem was that there's no real place to take cover in Child of Terramorphous, the final boss battle. It's just expected there's going to be 4 players playing. It's expected there's going to be 4 players playing, so you're going to have Child Terramorphous is going to be distracted and not. So he can't fire at all the players at the same time, basically. But as a solo player, I don't have that advantage, so I need to have a real tanky shield. As a solo player, I need to have a really tanky shield, and I do, but my shield is just not tanky enough. And where shall we go? Shall we go into the city environment? This is a very good open world, you know. I like a lot of sandbox games and open world games, and Borderlands 4 has a very good sandbox, you know. I think something was lost when they went with a sandbox design, because part of Borderlands' character was the level design. Now, when you get to important stuff and major missions, an individual level does load, but for most of the humdrum major mission, run-of-the-mill missions, you're going to be out in the open world doing all kinds of stuff here. So you kind of lost a big part. Oh, another one of these. You lost a big part of the Borderlands identity when they gave up. They gave up the open worlds. And gone. Oh, somebody dropped legendary. The enemy I hate the most in this game are the airstrike cratches. I really hate them. Because once those things get on the ground, they are so annoying. I think that did it. What do we get? Oh, rep kit. Interesting. Oh! Oh, piss off. Has the game crashed on me? No, the game has not crashed on me once, not in 100 hours. So, oh wow, another legendary over here. It's the old Borderlands problem. Okay, how did it go? Bugbear. More damage, but you can't really see that. More damage, but a lot less rounds per minute. So, scales up to plus 200 damage and plus 200% damage radius based on the emptiness of the magazine. How big is the magazine? Only 14 rounds, so why would I do it? Take his junk. Yeah, they gave you a lot of different ways to play, a lot of things to do. And I've really enjoyed it. So that's pretty much how Borderlands 4 runs. I'm going to put my 60 FPS lock back on here because that's how I play. Is it going to have to reprocess shaders again? Yes, it does. That is... It's vertical sync. Why do I have to recompile shaders? I like Borderlands 4, but that's pathetic. Shouldn't have to recompile shaders to turn Vsync on. Come on, get out of here. So then, oh, okay. Oh wait, are these my guys? Oh no, they're not. Okay, we'll close out with these guys, and then we'll do a Rift boss and call it a video. Come on, let's get in here before my thing dies. Okay. Okay, it's gonna be a real boss. This is a real boss. Can I get some crits? I'm getting crits. I'm getting some crits. Okay, he's a little spongy. He's a little spongy, not too bad. I'm getting the crits. I wonder if I would do better with my submachine gun. Let's see. Oh yeah. Yeah. Hey, get out of my face. Oh. He's got skills too, huh? Yeah, submachine gun definitely better here. That assault rifle with the zip rockets, that is really good for the vile enemies because the rip rockets under the barrel, they you need an area of effect attack to really take out the vile enemies. You have to destroy the crystals on their backs to take them out, and then their health bar becomes vulnerable. And you need area of effect attacks to do that. Everybody complaining about vile enemies being too hard clearly didn't grasp the fact that you need a weapon with good area of effect. But there's just so much misinformation going around out there about Borderlands 4. Maybe I'll make another video going through some more points about it or not. This is just me rambling. Okay, I'm seeing... Oh. Easy. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this look at Borderlands 4. It's a good game. It's a little bit expensive. I bought it in the summer sale. Usually I give myself a budget during the summer sale, and I buy, you know, half a dozen games that I'm going to play through the next year. This year, the only game I bought was Borderlands 4. I spent my whole budget buying the Super Deluxe Edition, whatever that cost, during the summer sale, and I don't regret it. I do not regret it. It's Borderlands is one of my favorite franchises, and I feel like it delivered on everything I wanted it to be. So no complaints from me. Is it demanding to run? Yes. But so is pretty much every Unreal 5 engine game, you know? So is Clair Obscur. They try to pretend Clair Obscur is like, oh, but Clair Obscur is optimized. This is about as optimized or more optimized than Clair Obscur. So it's just Unreal 5. This is the way Unreal 5 goes. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and thanks for watching.